nearly set up, got it fixed up. It's a little off center, so I've got it 3 inches from the front of the bench here, which means the center of the bed is about 1 inch forward of center, and that's right, just because of the weight of that. It means this doesn't quite line up as nicely as I did originally when it just snugged in there. It's not going to overbalance. I should be able to use this fine without any other stabilization, at least for things that aren't too big. But I do plan on putting some stabilizing legs off the base legs. Maybe something that just comes out at an angle that I can jam onto the ground, or maybe something with rubber feet that'll fold down and you get a lock. Figure that out. First batch of compost is looking good. And get some out for my wife to do her pots. I'm going to try and get that trailer unloaded. That'll be one step closer to getting the carport done. So there's our replacement carport. I've just checked off all the list, made sure I've got everything I'm supposed to have because it's a kit. It's all my parts. All the hardware's in that box, which I've just checked off to make sure I've got it all. Now I need to take off because my wife has found a outdoor table on Marketplace for free down at Glenbrook, so I've got to go and collect it. So I've just collected the table. Nice big glass table, 6 foot by about 3 foot 4, 1800 by 1000. Bit longer than the tray of the ute, but it sits in the back, hanging over the tailgate. I haven't been down this end of Glenbrook in, gosh, since I was in high school. I had a mate during high school who lived over this way, and I lived just the other side of the Glenbrook Lagoon. Right about here is where it goes into some of the older original houses. So that area was newer 30 years ago. These are some of the smaller older houses, although it looks like some have been knocked down and rebuilt. See what I was saying about my voice the other day? It's just gone again. Time for a little bit of explanation. You'll notice that since the start of the year, the titles have just become SUV and the date, shop update vlog. I might end up changing that a little bit again too, and maybe putting whatever I'm titling, like whatever's happened, and then the SUV date after that. I want the date in it as a bit more of a record. Yeah, this was when this was. The V in there for the fact that it's definitely a vlog style. And I've noticed that I've gotten a lot more out at this end of the year, like over the Christmas break. Since the start of December, I think I've done 30 videos of varying styles. And some of these shop update ones have been almost daily. And I've just decided, like, if there was enough in there in the day, then that's the story. If it needs to travel over a couple of days, it will. I think I've had a couple that have gone over a couple of days. And if I can not make them so long, it's probably a better thing too. I know, says he, talking, which drags them out. Like the one that I just posted about setting up the lathe, that one just really frustrated me. And it's not so much the video, it's the program, the iMovie. And it's done it before where it would stall on rendering. I had a file from a different camera in, and as soon as I took that little bit out, render worked perfectly. This time I had files from 2 cameras, this one and this one. My old iPhone 6 that I just put a brand new battery into. So I had files from both of those. Where I have the tool noise and music, it was stalling. And I'd heard that before, so I muted every Tool Noise video. Left the music in, and it rendered fine. It rendered beautifully until the very end of the video, and I really don't know why, because there was no music there at all. It was just a couple little sped up bits, and they were all from the one camera. I was watching through the video and happy with the way it was, and then right at the end, I knew what was supposed to be in the scene, and I didn't hear it. That bit of sound popped in the next scene. I was like, hang on a second. So I went back to do the edit, and I got rid of all the music and just put the sound back in all the other scenes, or the clip, and it wouldn't render at all. It drove me nuts. I tried changing the speeds of things. It stalled right at the start. Sorry, I can see smoke. Hang on. I go back again. There was smoke on the south side of the highway between Warramoo and Valley Heights, and I just needed to call 000 so that they can know, the fire brigade. And I said I don't know if there was any burn-offs planned because the weather's not too bad, but it's really hot, so I wouldn't think they'd do it. So the smoke's a little bit suspicious. I'm not really sure if there's any housing in that area where it was. Because like I said, between Warramoo and Valley Heights, there's like one road along there, and it was into the bush from that road. I know part of Warramoo's suburb sort of stretches maybe out that way, so it could be bushfire, it could be house fire, but it was just this one section up above the trees. So hopefully they get the local brigade just to have a quick look, because I'd hate for that to become anything serious. They said they'd get somebody to go and investigate it. Now that took my mind off my first world problem of video editing not working. So I tried to re-edit the video, and especially since I noticed that while typing in the date, like my new thing for this year is to make sure I've got the date of that first clip happening. And if it does tend to branch out over a few days, I might put dates throughout. But I wanted the date at the very start of all the videos. Typing it in this morning on the iPad, because that's what I edit on, and I put the 16th, which is today. But all of that footage was yesterday. So I tried to change that as well. And when I went to re-render it, it would not do it. It stalled. I tried loads of different things. I just couldn't devote any more time to it. It was doing my head in. And it's something like, it shouldn't. Doing these videos is kind of like a personal therapy to me. I get to speak things out of my head and document what I do, and that kind of keeps me centered. All the other stuff I do is stuff that I do, and the video making has really become my hobby. Makes me feel a bit better. I want to try and be a little bit more creative with some of my edits if I can. I don't intend to go crazy like Jackman. I don't think I could devote that much time to a video edit, not when it's just a hobby.